not least, Hilary, the headline that a couple of NHS workers have had an allergic reaction to the vaccine. We know that they had serious allergies anyway, and they have had this experience with other things. So my understanding of this is whenever you give a vaccine out, whenever you give anybody, there's going to be some people that will have a reaction to it. It's more concerning now, of course, because all we want to be able to do is persuade people that the vaccine is going to be safe with no concerns.
Yeah, remember, these two people are completely fine now. They've recovered totally. They had an anaphylactoid reaction, not an anaphylaxis reaction, so less severe than anaphylaxis itself. But they had a rash, they had a reaction. But we see this with flu vaccine as well, in a very, very few people. And people who are genuinely allergic to eggs are advised not to have flu vaccine. And it will be the case that with COVID-19, anyone who's had anaphylactic reactions or anaphylactoid-type reactions to foods or medicines or vaccines before should not have this Pfizer vaccine. But that's a very, very tiny minority of people. And remember that I think 9,000 jabs were given on the first day, and there were 2 cases of a slight reaction like this. So I don't think we need to work this up into anything to worry about too much. However, I think when vaccines are delivered now, ongoing in hospitals or clinics or conference centres or by GPs, they will ask people to wait 15 minutes to see that they haven't had a reaction, and they will have resuscitation equipment handy just in case, as we normally do.
Yeah, it's something we'll be talking about later. We've got a panel, actually, who will be discussing how we persuade people that vaccines are safe. And I guess the issue is, isn't it, the more people hear about these things, even though we say this is rare, they are going to have concerns, aren't they? Thinking, well, hold on, what if I've got something that I don't know whether there'll be a reaction to it?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, we keep things in perspective. I think that from the trials that we've already done, 50,000 trials and very little in the way of side effects, 2 people out of 9,000, what is that? 1 in 4,500 people have a reaction for which they fully recover. So I think we need to keep this in perspective. It is relatively very safe, and it's protecting against a very nasty transmissible respiratory illness that can kill people. Yeah. So the benefits incredibly outweigh the risks.
Well, as I say, we'll be talking about that later. So if you have any specific questions at home, then do get in touch, because we'll be putting that to our panel. Hilary, something that caught my eye this morning, it's on the front page of the Daily Telegraph. 10,000 patients catch COVID-19 while in hospital. And this is shocking, isn't it? So this is people who've gone into hospital for treatments for other issues, have then caught coronavirus when they're in hospital. Hampshire Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust said 39% of the patients they had there had caught the virus in the hospital. And again, the thing is, people are going to be worried, aren't they, about going into hospital for other matters, because they'll fear that this is going to be the consequence.
I haven't seen the breakdown of the data. I suspect that these people have chronic illnesses, they're elderly, they're in hospital for a long time. And as I say, this virus is very transmissible. I think people going in to green zones in hospitals for things like diagnostic tests who aren't staying in hospital are much safer. But this is a transmissible disease, and if people have to go into hospital and they've got long-term problems, it is likely that some of them will pick up COVID-19. And I'm not sure how long a period this data was collated over. So if it started from the beginning of the year, then it wasn't surprising that a lot of those people were infected with COVID-19 because they were sent to care homes and will probably be in and out of hospital as a result of their conditions or their age.
OK, well, thanks for putting that in perspective.
2 people who were very excited to get the vaccine were Victor and Penny Griffiths. They had their jabs done at Basildon University Hospital in Essex. They both served the NHS for 80 years between them. It's where they met originally as well. Had a whirlwind romance back in 1963. The 2 of them have been back to the hospital to have their vaccines administered, talking about the devastating effect of the pandemic. Over the moon to be the first to be vaccinated. I think we've got a little sot from Victor talking about what it means.
Soundbite.
A soundbite. Yeah, Victor's got a sot for us, talking about what it means to have had the vaccine.
We're trying
Someone's
to track
trying to find
down.
Victor's sot. I've teed it up.
That's what's confused them.
Jargon. Have we got it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Have it done, and get on with life. I agree. I wouldn't argue with him anyway. No.
Well, I would say don't worry about it at all, because the worry is that you might catch the coronavirus, and the results of that would be much greater than what it is now.
I think what's the lovely thing is hearing what Victor says. He said, we're really excited about it because we've been doing the right thing. We've been self-isolating, trying not to mix in supermarkets and things like this. We are just over the moon. And as you heard both of them say, it's about getting it done and getting on with life.
Like you said, absolutely. Have it done and get on with life. And it's a great message, isn't it? And I think it's been so nice, hasn't it, that, you know, that's the message that's been coming across. We've got a picture of them on their wedding day, actually. This is a picture of Victor and Penny Griffiths back in the day in the 1960s.
I love that. Fabulous.
Isn't that wonderful?
No better advert for it, Hilary, is there than two people just committed to getting it done and getting on with life.
No, absolutely. They want to see their family, they want to see their friends, and having a vaccine and having that confidence, the reassurance that they've almost certainly got at least short-term protection. We don't know for how long, but it's really good news. And look, they're confident. They're from a generation that we're used to the huge benefits of vaccination, vaccinations which have revolutionised healthcare for the public in recent decades. So they're completely signed up to it. They're assured by it, confident, and giving us the right messages. They're wise, they're experienced, and that's why we look after them.
Indeed.